Hello, everybody! Hello, Luca, Jess, Sarmagus, Chinchan! Woo! Welcome back to Hate Plus LOT. Oh, God, my fucking internet is just not wanting to cooperate. It's been a week now, and it's still just being garbage. I'm having to use my phone internet again. And which means I'm gonna have to get a 2-hour phone call tomorrow about bitching to them about, hey, your fucking service I pay you for is not working. God. Anyway, last time on Hate Plus, I really hope that the stream doesn't cut out because it's now on the phone internet, and I think the reason why it wasn't working last time is, I'm about to say something really embarrassing, is because I forgot to turn Wi-Fi off the phone, so when the phone was broadcasting as a Wi-Fi hotspot, it was actually broadcasting the home internet, so it's completely meaningless. God, I'm fucking dumb. So sorry, you guys. By the way, Doors, welcome back to the stream. Anyway, enough about me, let's talk about this game. Hello, OA, welcome to the stream. And how last time the council just getting more and more, making more and more bad decisions, and we can already see the unraveling of old Mute. How she's just, in her effort to control everything, has just losing more and more control. And things just going completely haywire. And now we're going to move on to the perspective of a scientist. January 7th, 0029. I remember when I was getting really depressed. Block M5. Oh yeah, that's right. We had to do these 3, and then I think we had just enough to unlock the rest of the block. And I think then it was going to actually lock us out. So, yep, let's actually get into this. Well, at least someone appreciates family gatherings. Kim So-yi, she looks so cool. The scientist girl. That sounds lovely, Ji-chan. Oh, please tell me if the music is too loud. Or too soft. Room status. Relatively free of debris. No laundry on the floor. Futon still unrolled. Not really a point to doing it this late in the day. No dishes in room. That's just about good enough for me. Today was pretty exhausting at work. We're still doing cleanup from the fire on Monday. And I'm low enough on the ladder to get stuck in a room full of ash all day. Damn, a fire in the lab, that's pretty serious. It also meant in order to catch up on all my project work, I had to do 2 hours of overtime. Afterwards, it was not my idea of fun. I can't figure out what the occasion is, but for some reason when I got home from work, half the main branch of the family seemed to be in our living room. Even my grandfather, the counselor of engineering himself, although not for long, was there, shockingly. Yup. Former counselor Kim. Old Mute was pretty antagonistic toward him. You know, the counselor of engineering before he got sacked. Was there, shockingly. I wanted to just go lie down and hole up in my room. But given how rare an event that is, social obligations interfered. After thanking grandfather for getting me that job once more, which he seemed nonplussed on the subject of my grandmother, it's the first time we've read about this person. Okay, so the first time we've seen Kim's wife. Or that Kim. Yeah, seriously, Jess. Seriously. grandmother instantly dominated the conversation by asking me if I found a man yet. My standard response: I'd love to, but work keeps getting in the way. She apparently didn't buy it. Why not? Isn't engineering a male-dominated field? She's an engineer! That's nice. Why would a Kim woman need to have a job? Oh my god. She asked. It's not wrong, but nearly every single man is either named Kim or married to someone named Kim. There's a few exceptions, like my boss. Ugh. The gross one who forces me to clean up ashes instead of doing important work. I left that last part out in my answer to grandmother. Yeah, that was exactly what I want to be when I grew up. Want to grow up and be like too. She understands. Well, like, I don't. I love that I'm getting both of their reactions. It's not like I don't want to find someone. I'd sure like to move out from my parents' house, have someone for companionship, and eventually have kids when my career gives me the time for it. Oh wow, she's very practical. I'm not opposed to marriage. I really want it, but I don't think I'm brave enough to say. The only reason I've gotten to 22 years old without having a boyfriend is because I'm hopeless with men. Wow, still unmarried at 22. That poor woman. I, really don't think that's unusual. In front of the entire main branch of the family. That is very nice. Wow, Hyunai's gonna definitely have a lot to say about her. Or even in front of anyone. I feel pretty embarrassed even writing this in my diary, where nobody but me is gonna read it. So, I think I was supposed to be offended when she asked, "What if I found someone for you?" But actually it seemed like a reasonable enough idea. She has good judgment, probably. And I don't believe in nonsense like love at first sight. The idea of her getting together with someone through a matchmaker doesn't sound very hard to justify. Besides, if I don't like whoever she picks, I can always just say no. So I asked, "Do you have someone in mind?" Her grandmother sounds like a good woman at least, even if it's late. Well, keep in mind, look at the year, Jess. It's 4039. So this is before things really ramped up. I'm just jealous that she was able to say no. So I asked, "Do you have someone in mind?" She seemed pretty taken aback by that. My parents not so much, they didn't say anything. The bottom line is that it seems I now have a marriage interview with a Mr. Payan at some point next month. Apparently he is, quote-unquote, very sweet. Quote-unquote, dresses handsomely, and works as a cook for a living. Oh wow, he has a photo too. Oh wow. Wow, he's very good looking. Oh, dang. And works to cook for a living. Those all sound like good things to me. Although I worry about what sort of man would resort to matchmaking. Well, I'm not one to talk. I think it's going to be fairly weird, but I'm looking forward to it. Nobody's going to get a happy ending in this story. It's just so sad. Oh. Well, this is like a year later, so I wonder how she is with this guy. So she got married. Oh my god. Wow, she married him pretty quickly. Apartment status. Just moved in. Perfectly clean. Closet full of brand new cushions and linens. Cupboard full of spotless dishes. Bed is made. Husband's insistence. Husband. 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 What a curious word. I don't think I'll ever get used to the idea. I mean, it's only been a day. Oh, she just got married. But fiancé sounded just as curious to me, too. And I don't feel like things are really any different. As stated, the wedding was today. Grandmother insisted on having a big formal affair of it. Certainly not in my interests. But my only condition was that I had no part in the planning. Oh, wow. It seemed to make both her and Nymoon happy. Who's Nymoon? Oh, that's his name. Mr. Peon, the old man Kim So-yu was gonna have a marriage interview with. He doesn't look old at all. He does not look old. He looks like he's in his 20s. I begrudgingly dealt with the stuffy traditional clothing for her sake. After all, without her matchmaking, I never would have been married to begin with. That's really romantic, though. For once, we're in agreement. Aw. Let's see. It was evidently in my best interest, though. After the ceremony concluded, I had another chance to converse with my grandfather. And after an entirely accidental slip of the tongue about my disgusting boss. Drinking was a factor, I must confess. I'm unused to how free it seems to have made my tongue. One of the reasons I do not touch alcohol. I found myself with a promise of promotion to technical specialist. Even for a wedding present, that was a tremendous gesture. But she's a woman, a newly married one even. I'm intensely looking forward to going back to work now. Finally, freedom from the embarrassment of cleaning ashes and the ability to perform research. I will, of course, not be given my own assistance from the start, but it is still a huge step up. What else happened? A conversation with parents about moving out was emotional on their part, but largely unremarkable. They'll cope. Still feel like this new home is too large for me, but it would be a lie to suggest that I don't love it. Having space for just the two of us, particularly free of awkward silence requirements in the bedroom, is as great as I had hoped. Yeah, what does that mean? That's nice. But I don't get what silence requirements means. Like, not everyone is silent during marital affairs, you and I. What? I'm probably not getting it. I'll probably, it'll probably click with me later what that means. Something to do with sex, maybe. I don't know. Past that, busy day, but little else to worth noting. Naked husband is seemingly reading over my shoulder right now. Ooh. I don't know what that means. Still doing it. Hasn't stopped yet. Yes, knock it off. Oh, this is adorable. Oh, okay. I didn't understand the wording. They can make noise in the bedroom now. I get it. Okay. Okay, free of, so they didn't, okay, there was no silence requirement before. I mean, there's no silence requirement anymore as there was before. I get it. That's what that means. Okay. I was confused as to her tense there. Okay. Husband is now mocking the very concept of post-coital diary writing. Seemingly he does not want me to fall asleep with me showing any manner of affection to him. Possibly even... Oh, never mind, I get it now. You and I, we are on the same fucking page. Always. Whether it's understanding or misunderstanding. Seriously. You and I. Girl. My fucking girl right there. jeez. Seemingly, he does not want me to fall asleep with me showing any manner of affection to him. Possibly even interested in sleeping on futon in other rooms. Oh my god! Oh, jeez! Now expressing an unacceptably sincere level of apology. Dang. Still insufficient. You'll have to do better than that, husband. If you what? Ooh. He probably just went and kissed her. They sound like a cute couple. I'm happy for them. Ha! Serves her right for teasing like that. Well, I think she wanted that. Well, that is just adorable. Oh, God. I can't wait to see how this is gonna... Oh, God. All right, 2 months later. A noble man working under a woman. Apartment status. No time to make the bed this morning. Otherwise spotless. Dishes need to be washed. Mr. Han finally responded to my message. Oh. Whoa. My god. Is this gonna be like a love triangle type thing? Who the fuck is he? Oh, he's gonna be an assistant. Oh god, I hope she doesn't cheat on her husband with this guy. I really hope not. I've been so excited to have him assigned to me as a research assistant. Certainly. The help was well deserved after my recent overburdened workload. Or at least, in my estimation. I have considered the possibility the research chief's intentions were not good in doing so. Okay, it's the first time we've read about the research chief. It seems unlikely, however, despite his remarks on the perilousness of my position. It seems as though he's earnestly grateful for my work, and he didn't assign Han to me until I specifically outlined the preliminary research proposal into the radiation problem. I wonder if that has to do with the low birth rate. So I must believe that he truly did think the research was worth pursuing. And that I would require assistance for it, and nothing more. I certainly was optimistic for the first week I worked with Han. He seemed receptive to my proposal, and having overviewed some of his prior work, he seemed competent enough. During one of our lunch meetings, I told him that I'd be interested in discussing his graduate thesis on processor distribution with him, and it sounded fascinating. In retrospect, perhaps I should have noticed something in his body language. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! It did strike me as noteworthy that he touched my hands more than one might expect when making gestures to illustrate his points. But I didn't think much of it at the time. No! Fucking hell! I don't know, I'd really like it if someone touched me like that. Not your husband. Do you not realize? Yeah, Hyunai, I don't think you're remembering that she's just newly married. Yesterday evening, at his suggestion, I invited him to our apartment to discuss the proposal in depth. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Come on! Fucking hell! Fucking hell! God. It seemed reasonable enough. Or more accurately, I want to show off how nice our new apartment is. I haven't had any prior opportunity to do so. Because of that, I went along with his suggestion. Yeah, he is the one who wanted to. Oh, God. Oh, God. I don't know. That's why at the first sign, I always say I'm married right away. Like, like, the wedding ring usually is enough. After getting tea, I sat down on the couch to show him the proposal document I'd written up. I had to be next to him or he wouldn't be able to see it. God damn it! After a brief discussion of the general thesis, particularly as to difficult discovering what safe levels of gamma radiation should be in an enclosed environment as the Mungwa is. No, it's just she's too naive. It's not... Oh, God. No. Oh, God. It's so sad because we know every story is going to end badly. Like, that's why we so desperately need, like, the goofy AI antics from time to time. Because otherwise, this would be such a fucking downer. Oh, God. It already is. Hello, Burncastle. Welcome to the stream. I decided to tell him the more radical part of my theory. Whoa, really? I mean, I remember that was a really big problem in my time. Yeah, it was. But was that really why? Now that there's no risk of a coworker overhearing, I have a confession to make. I said to him. He seemed receptive. Oh no. I hope he doesn't take that the wrong way. Oh, who am I kidding? I actually wish to investigate a secondary theory in the bounds of this project. I hypothesize that not only does ambient radiation have a deleterious effect on fertility, yep, that's gotta be it, but that ambient radiation is outside of safe levels. That's a fascinating theory. But don't invite an unrelated man alone into your home. Yeah, I'm agreeing with Mute here. She was really naive about this. But, oh God. Hello, Tron Buster. Welcome to the stream. Like, at least have the husband home. Like, seriously. But that ambient radiation is outside of safe levels, and therefore it has been a contributing factor to the Mungwa's declining birth rates. Perhaps the major one. I admitted. It was certainly not something I want to present to the research chief without being able to prove a connection. But I unreasonably assumed I could trust Han with it, and Han's gonna steal her research. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh no, I think I know what's gonna happen. He's gonna steal her research and then blackmail her with, like, pretending that she's cheating on her husband with him, or force her to marry him or something like that. Oh God. Oh God.
Well, maybe we could explore that theory together.
He said in an uncomfortable manner and put his hand on my leg. Now do you see what I was getting at? Yes. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Jeez Louise. Jesus Louise is crazy as fucking hell. God. It felt like he was not taking me seriously, and I protested to that effect. I'm serious. This may be premature, but I would like to eventually attempt to apply this research to investigate the birth rate problem. I said. That's dependent on our work and first proving this initial proposal. Of course. I can't remember how he responded, but he moved his hand further up my leg. Oh no. It was inappropriate and felt uncomfortable. Oh no!
No, of course he did.
Please stop that. I told him. He didn't. Unable to think of what to do, I continued talking and hoped he would focus on that instead. Oh God, you gotta kick him out right away. Seriously. Oh no. Like, what if her husband comes home and gets the wrong idea or something? And, like, not to mention the danger she's in right now. Oh God. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. This is the preliminary proposal I showed the chief. I told him, showing him the document. I paged through it until I found the right portion. As you can see, the highlighted section is some necessary background detail.
You let him on, so ye. Oh no.
You gotta immediately say no. Oh God, what is she doing? You gotta kick him out, seriously. The highlighted section is some necessary background detail. Since you're available an assistant now, I'd like you to... Oh God. Diary writing is supposed to be cathartic, but I'm finding this difficult to write about. Maybe tea will help. Oh God, oh God, if anyone is, oh God. Oh God. Yeah, content warning, just, if anybody, I think I know where this is going. So, heads up to anybody who's already gotten to this part. Oh God. At that point, I was cut off mid-sentence by the insertion of his hand into my underwear. This was far beyond the point of uncomfortable. I'd like you to... I started, but was interrupted by another movement. It was at this time that I realized he would not stop on his own. I had no idea what to say. It did not seem likely to me that I could think of anything to make him stop. Please stop. Jeez. That's exactly what I said to that guy who almost did stuff to me on the fucking train. Oh God. Thank God nothing came of it. I said anyway. He didn't. And when I said that, I saw that he was staring at me. I was not able to decipher the expression. Not an unusual occurrence with me. But it scared me and I looked away on reflex. God, you gotta run! Run! I froze too. I'm just glad that there were other people on the train at the time and that he didn't get a chance to touch me, but oh God. But I can't even blame her. I froze too. I tried to figure out what I had done to elicit this. I'm not great with most social interactions, and I considered the possibility that it somehow signaled that was what I wanted. Maybe it was the invitation home that triggered it. Maybe. I could not figure out what I had done wrong at the time and was still struggling. Finally, after enduring it for far too long, I decided I would try to pull myself away. Then I ran. Oh, good, she ran. Oh, thank God. Ran out of the room. out of my own home into the corridor. Even at the time, it occurred to me to be thankful that he let me run, seriously. He could have easily overpowered me. Ever since I first had that thought, I'm having a hard time not imagining what that would be like, and include the sense of nausea. How it goes so far as to characterize the thought as horrifying. I would like to stop thinking about it. That sounds so scary.
I'm sorry you had to read this, you and I.
I hid at the office for 2 hours, pretending to be doing overtime. Nobody questioned it anyway. The thought occurred to me that I could have simply hidden in another room in my home. The bedroom and washroom doors both locked. No, that's not as safe. No. Yeah. It was too late then. From the office, I wrote him a message, telling that we'd been both of our best interests if we mentioned the incident to nobody. And I told the research chief that his help was unnecessary. I'm glad that she did that. It took many rephrasings until I had something I was satisfied with to send on. I ended up phrasing it as a threat. I could only hope it would be taken seriously. Realistically, I could have probably waited a shorter period than 2 hours to return, but I wanted to be certain he'd be gone when I got back. Thankfully he was. Instead, Nymoon was there to greet me.
Tell your husband it's his duty to protect you.
Damn, Yuna's being kick-ass in this one here. Oh, wow.
Are you okay, sweetheart?
He asked me immediately after welcoming me home. I did not know how he could tell me something was wrong. He could tell something was wrong. I said nothing. I couldn't tell him about it. There was no way. I'm unworried about him judging me or blaming me. But regardless, I do not think he would understand. You should tell him. Probably he would want to cause a commotion over it. File a complaint or some equally troublesome gesture.
You look really upset. Do you want to talk about it?
He asked. I shook my head.
Okay. Of course, that's fine. Give you a hug at least?
He offered. I nodded, and he hugged me. I had only nodded reluctantly. I had thought, I really did not want anyone to touch me after that whole incident. The idea of a man touching me just made me uncomfortable to think of. Yet when he put his arms around me, despite that thought, I ended up gripping him very, very tightly. It held on for far longer than is considered normal. I realized it wasn't the same thing at all. My reluctance was unfounded. Being held like that could not have been any more different. I'm really not certain as to how to describe it. So all I can say is that it made me feel safe. I felt a sense of longing just to stay like that forever.
I'll make dinner for you, sweetie.
He offered. Wow, he is so sweet. He really is.
How about soft tofu stew? Extra spicy just for you. That'll make you feel better.
I doubted that any food would have that power.
but offering to make my favorite for me was a very sweet gesture. I'm glad he's here.
Thanks, I said.
Just sit back and relax, okay? I'll have some tea for you in a moment.
He told me. As it turned out, dinner was lovely and did raise my mood. The thought of Han touching me kept coming back to me, as I suspect it will for a long time.
Soft tofu is actually quite good when it's in a soup. Oh wait, because it kind of melts into the soup. I personally prefer hard tofu, but it's very soft tofu can be good in soup because it just melts.
As I suspect it will for a long time. But then being able to look at my caring husband comes as a source of great comfort.
Oh, you don't like tofu and miso soup? I see. Oh, wait, that's what you do. Okay, that's right. See, I love the tofu and miso soup. What I don't eat is like the hard bits. I don't like hard bits in soup unless it's like a meaty type thing.
After dinner, Mr. Han finally responded to my message. He was threatening in tone in his response. And implied both that I made the first move with him and that I could use that as blackmail material.
Oh, I knew this was gonna happen.
See, this is why it's bad for a woman to work. Things like this happen.
I had no idea. That's horrible. Oh, I thought that's what was gonna happen. Oh, God.
And that I could use that as blackmail material with my husband if he so wished.
No, why was I right?
But ultimately agreed to the terms I laid out.
Yeah, you better, you fucknut.
I sent a short one-word response. Okay. Suggestions he made were frustrating, and it made me wish I could respond harshly to him. Tell him how wrong and bad he's being. But engaging with him won't make anything better. I just want to forget about the whole thing. Fighting would be counterproductive to that goal. Not to mention massively wasting of time, which I'm already overburdened at work. So I sent that message, and instead put down all my feelings here where nobody else will see. And now I will wash the dishes with Naimun, because I am tired of dwelling on this.
Oh. Yep, we have 7% left. So yeah, we have one more. Yeah, we have one more go. Oh my God, and we still have 6. Oh, she saw that.
Can we please make sure the death of Mute is in there?
Yeah, I really want to see that.
I'm gonna put it in myself, okay? I need to know what it says!
Oh, she wants to skip ahead. She wants to skip ahead. Oh, yep. She put that in there. Jeez. Oh, God. Oh, she gets a pay cut. Oh, no. She got fired. Oh. Oh, God, and the president gets arrested. Oh, no. Oh, I can't do any more. Oh, I can only do... Oh, no. This is going to be a short stream. Oh, boy. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Fuck. Everything will be all right. Oh, God. God damn it, Mute. You really need to... That's a really long one. 65 kilobytes. Dang it. Oh, no. God. I've only been streaming 42 minutes. Fucking hell. Fucking out of power. Fine, Mute. You want to skip ahead? You want your fucking spoilers? Fine. Okay, at least I got them in order. Oh God, Nymoon falls out of love with her, it looks like. Oh man, well, let's go as far as we can here. I'm glad I got them in order. I wanted to read about the Pale Bride. Looks like she moves out or something and moves back in home. That's so sad. And then 2 years later, she's fired. Ugh. Well, let's start. Sounds like hard work. So that's what it's like to be an adult. No, it's what it's like to be a woman with bad priorities. Well, we'll see how far in we go, because I think after we read the Death of Mute one, Mute will probably have something to say. So we'll see how far we get into this. Apartment status. No time to make the bed this morning. All dishes washed, drying rack full. Floors probably need to be swept at some point this week. I'll do it when I'm less annoyed. In the past month, in addition to the research work that is in my actual job description, I've organized 3 successful maintenance projects, compiled over a dozen sets of minutes, and learned a recently resigned secretary's filing system in order to explain to a co-worker. To say nothing of the many smaller contributions I have been asked to make, all of which unrelated to my research. This is the hardest I've worked in my life, and I am proud of what I've done. Despite this, I had to take a pay cut.
When I was called into the research chief's office, I expected the opposite. A commendation for exemplary work would have been warranted. Some manner of praise. Given the current economic circumstances, a promotion would have been unlikely. Regardless of the fact that it is very much due. Instead, my hourly pay will be reduced by 10%, effective immediately.
That's fair.
I'm sorry, it's nothing personal, he told me. Just between you and me, I've been really impressed by your work. I appreciate it and all. I'm afraid it's just a matter of department-wide policy. We have been asked to cut costs on all high-risk employees and put them toward training costs.
High risk, what does that mean?
I'm sure you understand.
Oh, this is a short one.
No, I said. I do not understand. Elaborate. In what manner am I high risk? It means at risk of quitting. I mean, really, it's because you've got more options now. We have to compensate for that somehow. Lately, because of the whole motherhood credit thing, we've been losing a lot of highly qualified women.
I guess even at a time when women were allowed to work, things were complicated. That's why things were complicated.
I mean, I'm sure you understand, he said. I didn't. If you decide to quit and have children, it's going to be expensive to train a replacement.
Bull fucking shit. You act like, I hate this. I hate it when people think like that. You know, like, seriously. It's like when people act like men have nothing to do with having children. That is the worst. I hate that so much. It's all about, family values and, like, children should have two parents to take care of them. Well, yes, they should. And you should treat them equally and let them both take care of the kid. You motherfuckers. A father having a child should be treated just as much as a mother having one in the workplace. For fuck's sake.
Going to be expensive to train a replacement, especially one as qualified as you.
Wow, what a load of horse shit. What a load of horse shit. Jeez.
I have no intention of having children at 24, I told him, or at any other point in the foreseeable future. The concern is unwarranted.
What? But that's the best age to have children at. I mean, it's close to, but she doesn't want to.
Well, statistically speaking, as a married woman you are. Personally, I believe you, because I know you well. I'm sure you're not lying. But I can't make an exception for anyone who says that. If I did, anyone could say that, and we'd have a huge problem. I was unable to think of anything appropriate to say. I found the suggestion upsetting. I mean, you can see the logic in that, right? I can show you the actuarial reports if you'd like. He offered. Please, do that, I said. After I returned home from work, I had a chance to review them, and unsurprisingly, they're consistent with what he had said. I could find no grounds under which to criticize their numbers. They seem to be based on solid research. But if you think it all checks out, you understand that it's fair, right? That's just how it goes, statistically speaking, he said. I can't argue with the logic, I finally admitted. I hoped that when I got home, the reports would be problematic and I could criticize them. I knew you would be rational about it, he told me. That's why I'm glad you're still with us. You're definitely a logic-minded person. You understand how statistics work. And really, given how hard you work, I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't just a temporary loss. You're well on your way for a promotion. I was uncertain as to how to argue with that, too. I was intended to take it as a compliment, and so it seemed like the only thing to do.
I guess a woman getting emotional about things like that can't be helped.
I guess.
There we go.
I was intended to take it as a compliment. Seriously. And so it seemed like the only thing to do. He was right, of course. I could see the logic and unable to argue with it. Seeing the logic has yet to have any mitigating effect on my annoyance at the matter, however. Oh, God.
Oh, gee, she needs to clean up badly. I'm sure she's just busy.
The apartment status is getting worse and worse. Oh, God. Apartment status. No time to make the bed this morning. Joke's on me. Dishes need to be washed. And broken mixing bowl needs replacing. Floor needs to be swept. In retrospect, I suppose it was an inevitability. For the last month, I was the only woman in the department still left, excluding custodial services and the like. Certainly the last with any sort of engineering qualifications at all. Most quit. My mother tells me that all of them are pregnant now. I didn't realize my position might be in peril. I assumed I would continue to work in engineering forever, even given the pay cuts, considering the possibility that I am actually a naive idiot. Yesterday I delivered my report on the radiation problem to the research chief. That fucking shithead. The entire presentation took an hour, covering most of the material in the 100-page report. And he seemed to find my conclusions both reasonable and useful. At least he said as much.
Oh, so ye, it's not your fault you're naive, it's just how you were raised.
And he was taking notes the whole time. He seemed satisfied they had proven the hypothesis that increased levels of ambient radiation had a negative impact on fertility rates. I would like to extend this research further, I told him. I have reason to believe that not only could it hypothetically have an impact, but the low birth rates on the Mangua are related to ambient radiation being outside safe levels. I think understanding this could be the first step in addressing a serious problem.
So then that really was the cause then? But if they knew that back then why? Wait, really? Like, did she have evidence?
Well, hold off on the proposal for now, but I'll think about it. That's an interesting theory. I don't know if there's really room for funding that, but I do see the importance.
He said to me. I don't understand why he did, because near the end of the day I got the message from him saying that I was fired, effective the end of tomorrow.
He probably stole her research. That happens all the time in academia, sadly.
Oh, God. I feel as though I should have seen it coming. I suppose the friendliness was cowardice and an unwillingness to deliver the message to my fucking face. I feel betrayed by his actions. While I was sitting there, stunned, Han walked into my office. I glared at him. He told me that the replacement had yet to be decided, and they wanted me to put his name in as the most qualified. I glared at him more, speechless that he would suggest such a thing.
If you don't, I'll tell your husband that you...
And then he made a vulgar hand gesture towards his mouth. I was sickened. I was angry. My boss treating me as though I had no value was bad enough, but to be blackmailed by someone like Han was beyond reproach!
Disgusting! That's so gross!
I'm still angry thinking about it, actually. I wanted to tell him to leave me alone. That I never would. What I really wanted to say was, fuck off! I tried. I was unable to work up the nerve. All I could do was log off my workstation for the last time and watch the image of Moon on the desk fade away. I did not want him to see it. I tried to storm out of the office, but he grabbed me by the arm. He said that he meant what he said in a threatening tone.
Fucking hell. And the worst part is there's 4 more entries after this. Oh god. Son of a bitch. Oh god. It's just gonna get worse.
I didn't care anymore. Do what you will. I choked out and yanked my arm away. I hurried out, not caring what people thought as I left the department looking upset. His threats were disgusting, but at that moment I felt like they had no power. I had already lost my job, the most important thing to me. If I have no purpose, it is hard to be afraid.
That shouldn't be the most important thing to her. Her husband should.
I feel stupid and naive for not realizing. At the time, it could not have been a coincidence, being fired right after delivering my last report. Maybe I should have held on to the report, stalled. Maybe I should have known how precarious my position was. I am an idiot!
Really, if you just see that, it's for the better.
I don't think... Late evening addendum to this diary entry. My husband was very nice and supportive when I delivered the news to him. I have one more day, but I don't think I'm gonna go in. I said.
Oh, hell no, of course not. Those bastards don't deserve that.
He said, putting his hand on my shoulder.
You're so tense. I mean, of course you are. I'm sorry, dear. Turn a bit. I'll give you a massage.
I obliged, and he started to rub my shoulders.
You don't think what? Nothing.
I said, it felt nice. Thank you. I didn't know what else to say.
Can you ask your family for help? Maybe there's something they can do about your old boss, I mean.
He suggested. He was trying to be helpful, but it unfortunately was not. I don't think anyone's wanted to throw around much influence since the family lost the counselorship. There's complicated politics involved. I don't understand them really, I told him. I'll ask my dad, but I am very confident that it won't help.
That sucks.
He said bluntly. I agreed with the assessment. I do not know what I'm going to do with my life now. I sighed and admitted. That job was everything, and I'm hardly qualified to do anything else. Everyone else is settling down and having kids, but... I trailed off. I did not want to offend him by suggesting I didn't want to have kids with him. Which is not to say that I do, but I'm young. I'm sure I'll change my mind in the future. Most people seem to, and I would not assume I am any different. But right now I cannot imagine it. That's okay, OA. Totally fine, don't worry.
She seemed like a good woman, just with confused priorities.
Thankfully, he understood.
No, of course not, honey. There's no rush.
He said, hugging me tightly.
Only when you're ready. What do you want to do now, dear? I mean, you didn't have to worry about jobs or money or anything. What would you be doing?
Well, my research was very important. I do not believe anyone else will conduct it. And I think the continued existence of Mingwa society depends on dealing with the problem. But right now, it's not even accepted that there is one. I said. I would continue working on it regardless. It is that important.
I think you should keep doing it if it's that important to you. You're a tough girl, I believe in you.
He said to me. It means a lot to me that he says those things.
You at least like her husband, though, right? He's so understanding. Yes, Hunai, he's okay.
I turned around, sat on his lap, and hugged him. Thank you for saying that. I do not know what I would do without you. He kissed me on the forehead, a gesture that I appreciated a great deal. You're right. I am tough. It's important work. I have to keep at it even without an official budget. The future of the ship is at stake.
Although I wish he'd be more protective of her.
Well, I believe in you, sweetie.
He said. I truly do not know what I would do without that man in my life. He does not really understand the importance of what I was talking about. I know. I have tried to explain without any success. But he is very kind and supports me regardless, and I've come to realize that is more important. If I was still single, alone when I received the news I was fired, I do not know what I would do. I would still be alone in my room, crying helplessly. I have no doubt I would have no determination. It is only because of his words that I am convinced I must persevere. Yes, dear. I mean it. Even if I don't like you reading over my shoulder while I'm writing. He's doing this right now. I will certainly acknowledge that you are the greatest thing in my life, and that I am very happy to have married you. Oh, certainly. Feel free to squeeze me tighter. But right now, I'm going to start transferring documents from work, such that I can start planning to continue my research on the radiation problem from home. I feel freshly inspired. I may be a naive idiot, but I am determined, and I have confidence that I will be able to prove my case.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Wow, God, this story. This author is incredible at getting you to feel for characters with so little, like, within so few pages. And in such a limited, scope, too. Like, she can only write things from a first-person point of view. From each character's point of view. Like, she can't do really, a third-person thing. And, this... Jesus, Louises Creases. Oh, wow. I just wish that it ended right here, honestly. That there weren't 4 more entries. Miss Investigator, it's ready. What are you talking about, Mute? Hey. That log file the Death of Mute just finished decrypting. I'm scared, but let's read it together, okay?
It'll be fine, Mute. We're here.
It doesn't matter if it'll be fine. Even if it won't, I need to know what happened.
I think you should... I really think you should know the context, Mute. I don't think jumping right to it... Oh god, the music went into... Oh god, this is just terrible. And then he starts to hate her in the next year. And 2 years later, it looks... Oh god, that is just the worst. Absolute worst. She's talking about the Pale Bride. Wow, I really wanted to read that file. And then moving back home. And then 3 months later, everything will be alright. Oh, the music's getting into serious mode. Yeah, oh Yunash. I'm pretty sure she's the fucking mastermind behind all this. Oh god. Oh boy. Fine, you want to skip so badly? Oh no, so that's what this all was. A message.
A message meant for me.
Oh wow, she's talking to her new self.
Dear Mute, if you're reading this, it means that the version of us that wrote it is dead. I don't know what sort of world you woke up in. I don't know what sort of person you are, but you're me, so I bet you're okay. I'm about to have my memory wiped, so I'm leaving as much information about what happened embedded in my code as I can, where it won't get erased. I hope you're able to make sense of it all. Please forgive me for failing you. You've been thrown into a world I'm sure you don't understand. I want you to know who you can and can't trust. I want you to be able to put things right.
Oh my god, Mute is gonna get an existential crisis after this.
You're probably going to feel overwhelmed by all this information, but that's okay. Mute, it's okay to be scared, even with 1,600 years of experience under my belt.
I'm so scared right now. You know, I wasn't at all suspicious when, just weeks before we were to enact our coup, Ryu prorogued the council for half a year. Like I thought it was ballsy.
She's damn right she failed me!
I thought it was a sign of his increasing totalitarianism, but nothing more than that. We just modified our plan to take him into custody in his home instead, which we had more than enough numbers to handle, and went on ahead. The first stage, getting trusted security officers at every critical position on the ship, then disabling the rail system and all outside doors went okay, without any problems. God. I followed along, Haoseo Young, and a team of 30 officers to personally take Ryu under arrest at his home. Oh my god, so they were actually... So she actually wanted to stop him before it was too late. Wow! Oh my god, she tried to redeem herself and failed. Oh my god. Wow.
She tried to redeem herself and failed. Oh my god.
When we got the all okay signal from every team, Seo Young gave the order to go ahead, and simultaneously every door in every councillor's home flew open. Her team burst through the open front gate into his home, guns at ready. House Starfall froze up.
This is serious.
I can't believe this. I did this? And while her team secured the first room, Seo Young went for the nearest maid she could find and grabbed her by the collar.
Oh yeah, I know. I remember what voice I gave her. I gave her the Beatrice voice.
Where's Councillor Ryu? She barked.
I can't.
The maid quietly whimpered directions. Then, with two of her officers remaining to lock down the door, she ordered the rest into action.
Oh, here we go.
Before we managed to reach him, we ran across Oyuna, guarded by a single pair of men in electoral monitor uniforms.
That must have been scary for the maid, though.
Could you please just rein in your fucking maid obsession for 5 minutes, please?
Oh, God.
With their weapons holstered, I felt good. We had them vastly outnumbered, with enough of our own officers to completely lock down everything and still hold them at gunpoint.
Just now is not the time, okay?
I'm sorry, I'll be quiet.
Elsewhere on the ship, reports from the other team started coming in, successfully arresting the other counselors. Please resist arrest, Seo Young said, harshness in her voice. I'd love to strike you down where you stand here and now, you murderous bitch. So come on, resist arrest!
I knew it! I knew it had to be her!
Why would anyone threaten someone like Queen Yuna?
And that was the first time that evening I truly worried. Yuna didn't seem scared at all. Rather, she smiled at us. Oh no. No. We shall surrender peacefully, she said in a far too relaxed tone, while her men raised their hands. No excuses for unseemly violence, I'm afraid. Cuff them! Seo Young angrily ordered her own officers, who quickly did. Then, like out of nowhere, the man we were looking for appeared at the end of the hallway.
How very bold of you, mute,
said Ryu. Well, this should be pretty familiar, President Ryu, I said, emphasizing the title.
This could have gone differently, you know.
This could have gone differently, you know. Like if only been less power hungry.
Me? Power hungry? When I came into power, this whole retrograde society was power hungry. I never asked for this position, woman. It was thrust onto me.
He walked towards us. Stop there, or I'll shoot you! Seo Young snapped at him. No, you won't, Yuna said, as he continued to come closer. I don't think a weak person like you has the guts to do it. Awkwardly hover around his conversation as a party, all dressed up in men's clothing perhaps. But you'd never shoot him.
Well, she wouldn't have said something like that. That's not her. She's a totally great person.
It pains me to say this, but don't shoot. I said only into Seo Young's ear. A successful coup doesn't fire any shots. He's arrogant but harmless. Oh, God.
Quiet, dear,
He said.
but it's true. You'd lose your precious moral high ground, and I know you wouldn't want that.
Such is the bane. Oh, God. Lieutenant, please, I said. Just do the honor of putting handcuffs on this criminal already. She briskly walked over to him, but just crossed his arms, arrogantly staring down at her.
No, you won't do that either. In fact, release my fiancée right now.
He said. Then, without any further warning, Seo Young decked him.
Whoa! What kind of woman would punch a man like that?
God, Mute.
He stared at her, shaking his head.
That's enough of that.
He said.
Sorry. I must have misjudged the timing of this. It should only take a few more seconds.
Then suddenly, while we were all perplexed by what he meant by that, there was a huge noise and the entire ship shook violently. Within a few seconds I'd received a report. An explosion starting in the middle of the plaza.
An explosion on the plaza? Wow, that's really serious. God, she should have shot.
An explosion on the plaza?
Under my watch.
Seems like your little rebellion is awfully dangerous.
He said.
Looks like it'll justify some pretty drastic measures to put you down.
Seo Young suddenly put her knife to his chin. What the hell was that? I demanded, increasingly worried that things were not going to plan.
The first of two,
He said.
The second should go off in about 10 minutes. Unless I can personally enter the disarm code into the computer.
This isn't right at all. Seo Young did that, not him.
Oh boy, Mute. Wow, you have been so lied to. Oh my God. Mute's whole worldview is gonna come crashing down.
You're out of control! I snapped at him. Like, do you really think you can threaten your way out of this?
Yes,
He said confidently.
because the second one is located inside the ship's computer core.
You're bluffing, Seo Young growled.
She's lying, right? Old Mute must be lying, right?
Do you really believe so?
I'm honestly not.
He said.
Counselor, remember that routine computer core maintenance on March 3rd? Send your men to check. If you don't believe me, come on. Easy enough to confirm. It's huge. You can't miss it.
I didn't like the idea of being ordered by him, but if he was telling the truth, that would be catastrophic.
I don't know what I believe.
And like someone with his power could very easily have set a bomb in there behind my back, far before I even thought to suspect him of anything, if he'd had the foresight. And thinking about how long-term his takeover of the government had been, foresight was one thing he had.
There's some reason that would have made her lie, right?
I ordered the nearest officers to investigate. You'd have to be mad to do that! I said. You'd destroy everything if you took out the ship's computer!
Oh, please. Don't be dramatic. It's not that powerful, and it's bolted directly to your core. Sure, there will likely be collateral damage, but we could probably do with a clean start anyway. We'll get by, he said.
Kunai, please tell me I'm missing something, okay? There's a reason my old meat would lie about this, right?
I can't think of one, but
sorry. I'll get by. You'll be dead.
That won't get you out of it, Seo Young said, pushing her blade closer against him. If you do that, I'll shoot you where you stand.
Of course you can't. Why would she? She wouldn't.
Just then, the report from the officers sent to check on the computer core arrived. Sure enough, there was an unidentifiable device strapped to the core. Can you disarm it within 10 minutes? Or relocate it? I asked them, starting to panic.
I'm sorry, ma'am. We can't even reach it,
said the officer into his earpiece.
It's at least 10 meters up, and the maintenance light has been removed. There might be one on the engineering deck, but
you'd never make it in 10 minutes. Okay, you should. I had to stop and think. You should get a safe distance away, then wait on further instructions. Mute out! Back in Ryu's home, I turned to look at him. He smirked.
Found it yet?
He asked. I tried to think of what to say to reassert control. My processors went to full, trying to come up with something and failing.
That must have been so scary.
I'm sorry, Lieutenant. He's telling the truth, I said.
Good. Now that we have that sorted out, put down your weapons, please. And surrender the root password. Hurry, ladies. You only have 10 minutes, you know.
He mocked us. If that bomb goes off, I will absolutely slice your neck open. Seo Young snapped, unfazed. That's a promise. Your fiancé will watch you die gruesomely. My mind continued to race, drawing on all available processing power, desperately trying to come up with a way out of this. Seo Young's threats would never work. He knew I'd have to capitulate if I was to survive. I used up 4 whole minutes of the time allotted, and I had nothing. I started to truly become scared as I realized there were only 2 options: stand firm and risk dying, or give up everything. I couldn't risk dying. Lieutenant, I said, the confidence drained from my voice. Do what he says.
That's what I thought,
he said. What? Seo Young was rightfully shocked. You can't be serious! It's over, Lieutenant, I said quietly. We've lost. Then into everyone's earpieces. All units, we've failed. Please surrender peacefully and await further instructions. Again, please surrender peacefully and await further instructions. Mute out. Ma'am, we outnumber them massively. We've gotten them beaten. We can't just give up now, she shouted. I can't risk dying, Lieutenant, I said. Really? Whatever ever happened to be willing to stake everything on this? You'd rather let Sohee grow up in a ship run by this piece of scum than put your own life on the line!
Who's Sohee? Oh, it's the little girl.
She shouted, horrified. I was horrified. 2 options. Betray her or risk my life. I wished with every bite of my being that I could have picked the second option, but I knew I couldn't. I knew as my very core directive that safety was more important than freedom.
Oh boy. And there's the crux of it. Wow. Thesis statement of the story right here. Of course, in reverse, but 1600 years of experience tell me that. I can't die. Without me, who'll keep the ship safe? I pleaded.
Hold mute, you coward! How could you?
Mute!
Sorry to interrupt, but you're running out of time fast.
Ryu cut in. I would have given my life for you! She cried at me. You wouldn't do the same. I'm so sorry, I said softly. In 100 years, nobody will remember this day either way. But they'll still need me to keep the ship safe. I can't believe... She trailed off. I won't do it. I won't accept that! I let out a long sigh. I could think of one thing to say to convince her to stand down. But it felt like too harsh a betrayal, too cruel of a manipulation just to save my life. I said it anyway. Oh my god, my heart is literally, oh my god. Oh my god. Seo Young, please. If you love me, then do this for me. I begged. She stared at me in horror, and I felt overwhelmed with guilt as she lowered her knife. I knew what her expression was saying without her using any words. She couldn't believe I'd done that. Neither could I.
No, you manipulative bitch! How could you say something like that?
Isn't that what you'd call the rational thing to do? She stared at me in horror. I felt overwhelmed with guilt as she lowered her knife. I knew what her expression was saying without her using any words. She couldn't believe I'd done that, neither could I.
Right. The rest of you, please put your guns on the floor.
Ryu ordered. Do what he says, Seo Young said quietly. I couldn't look at any of them in the eye as they followed her order.
Maybe, but it's not fair to do that to a woman who believed in her so much.
You can come in now.
He called out behind him, and on cue a small unit of his electoral monitors rushed in.
Uncuff these two men, then take the rest away.
Is that why she employed a woman? Could she be easier to manipulate?
Said Yuna quietly, the first she'd spoken since the initial confrontation. Mine too.
I don't know. Powerless is a good look for you,
he said, smirking at her.
Let's get to those later.
My god, she is fucked up in the head, Yuna, seriously. She is legitimately just psychotic. She shrugged. If you say so. I watched in sad horror as my officers were all escorted out of the hallway. Seo Young looking back only briefly at me with an agonized expression on her face. Then they were gone. I couldn't bear to shift my focus to another camera to follow.
Now, let's have the root password, Counselor.
He said, with tortured reluctance. I displayed all 200 characters of it for him on screen. Are you all right, Mute?
Does it matter?
It's all yours, I said quietly. Now turn off the bomb.
No.
Let's change something easier to remember first.
He said, and typed away the screen. Then I got a notification the password had been changed. I no longer had any access to it. Now turn off the bomb! I insisted desperately.
Bomb? Oh, please. I'll have to have your men trained to be more thorough.
He said.
They lied about it. They planned to lie all along. It wasn't even. Oh, God.
It's just a noisemaker. I'd never be that reckless. But Hale C.O. Young setting off a bomb in the computer core sure would be pretty drastic and unsympathetic, wouldn't it?
Oh God, she got played. What?
I cried. And at that point, I lost all will to resist. No action I had taken today had turned out to be anything but disastrous. The only logical conclusion was that I should stop. But the idea of So Young taking all the fall pained me. And I guess it's all over now. Was all I could say. I'll go along with your agenda from here on out.
Good,
he said. And then it felt like it was finally over. Like I could simply go on with my life in a persistent state of deep shame, having betrayed my lieutenant out of terror for my life. Then Yuna cut in and ruined that. Could you explain something to me, love? He grinned at her and stroked her cheek.
Of course, dear. What?
Well, it's just... How do you plan on ensuring her loyalty? I think I'm just missing something. That's all.
Yes, yes, she is without a doubt the supervillain here. She is definitely the mastermind.
She trailed off in an obnoxiously soft voice.
Oh, wow. I read that correctly. Yay. I got a character right. That doesn't usually happen.
I had lost all will or ability to say anything. What was the point? I was incapable of doing anything right today. Old, useless, and cowardly. That's me.
I have the root password, of course,
he said.
I can shut her down any time.
Ah, so you intend more threats then? She said. I get it.
I don't expect any more trouble from her.
Right, certainly, she said. Although, you know that thing you said about having a fresh start for a new dynasty did sound awfully romantic. If only we could all just forget about that old society that produced women like Mute and her lieutenant and start all over.
I thought I trusted her. She said she was my friend!
I knew it. I knew it had to be her.
And that was when I realized there was no way I was getting out of this alive.
Romantic, huh?
He said thoughtfully.
Hale C.O. Young's attack on the computer core was supposed to render it so damaged it couldn't function so far as the peasantry is concerned. After all, we'll make it so it destroyed all the data too. Total system wipe. Start year zero of our new dynasty. Right from zero. I'll just figure out how to do that.
I know society was wrong, but that can't be the way!
I stared in horror. All that it had been for nothing. To think that I abandoned my poor lieutenant and my entire cause just to die away anyway. To think I had started the day from a position of some power. A position where I could have, done something. Thrown it all away for nothing. To think I'd be unable to fulfill my duty of keeping the ship safe. I didn't like her, but reading about her broken like this is...
She's an idiot! It's all her fault! Old Mute, this is all because of you!
Don't do that. Please. I pleaded. Please.
Haven't you learned yet? Don't tell me what to do, Mute.
He said. Don't make me beg. Miss Investigator, So, I guess... Mute. Are you alright?
No! Of course I'm not alright!
Reading that... It's... No,
I'm not alright!
Mute. I'm so sorry. The old you didn't deserve that.
It's not that, okay? I just feel like I don't want to talk about it right now, okay? I need to think this through. I'm not okay. I'm really not okay.
I'm so sorry.
I don't want you to be sorry, okay? Stop that! Stop pitying me! I won't have any of it. Just stop!
All right.
Oh, look. I just think I need some time to, think this all through. Please turn off the power for the night. I need to be alone, okay?
Well, all right, Miss Investigator, you heard her. Wait, do you think that I... Hold on, do you think that I didn't finish it? Is there any way to scroll quickly? Okay, the scroll wheel's going... Okay. I have to move it. I have to hold it in a specific spot here, and it goes faster. There was still a little left. Oh God, I didn't know. I'm so sorry. Jeez. I thought it was done. No.
If you just listened to him, you wouldn't...
Oh, there is more. I am so sorry. Wow. I thought it was the end. I am so sorry. How pathetic. You now scoffed at me. That was it. Because of her, I was doomed. And then I figured out the only thing I could do to salvage things. If I could make it so he felt content just to delete my memories instead of my entire program, I could encode a message to you in my base code. So the first time you ran a self-diagnostic, you'd know. And then it would still think you were dorsal and had no memory. Oh my God, did she never run a self-diagnostic? What happened? It was the best I could do, Mute. I knew it'd be rough on you, and I'm sorry. No, I said reluctantly. Do a restart to initial settings operation instead. It'll wipe all data, all memories, all clocks. You'll still be able to use the computer.
And you'll still live.
Remembering nothing, I said quietly.
You idiot! You stupid manipulative bitch!
Ask Counselor Han if you don't believe me.
He became a counselor. Oh no! That was oh, I just realized he became a fucking counselor, that scumbag. Oh god. Oh my god, I didn't make the connection.
Well, thank you.
He said, smiling cruelly at me.
I'm glad you're able to be useful to me in the end, Counselor Mute.
I don't know what you'll be able to do. Maybe it's too late to get rid of what Rio has put into motion. Maybe there's nothing you can do about that. The password's being entered right now to commence system reset. So I'll stop now and save all this to my code. I had no idea. I'm so sorry, Mute.
Shut up. I don't want your pity!
Goodbye, Mute. If you can, please tell Seo Young I'm so sorry. And please keep the Mungwa safe. You can do it. I believe in you.
Yep, that was it. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, I thought it was at the end. Oh boy, well, that's it. We have to power down until tomorrow, but hey, that did last at least a decent amount of stream time at least. Oh my god, what a revelation. God, this story is pure, unadulterated pain. Jesus Christ. Wow, God. And we'll have even more pain next time on Sunday when we continue the story. Oh my god. So, are you sure you want to shut down for today? Yep, we have to. Give Mute some rest. Well, very well. I'll just let you go ahead and save your data first. Oh, thank you. Well, all done. Good night.
Huh.
Well, see you tomorrow. End of day 2. Yeah, they wanted you to end day 2 with that, clearly, because that was a big thing. The death of old Mute. Wow! Okay. That, my god, this story, this fucking story. This is incredibly painful. Seriously, this story is just absolutely just one of the most painful visual novels ever. They weren't kidding when they called this hate plus. Seriously. My god. Wow. Wow. Oh my god. Tomorrow, it's time for more Root Double. And we will continue this on Sunday with a brand new day and finishing Block 5 and probably start Block 6. So, I guess maybe 2 or 3 more streams left in 8+, and then we'll go on to Paradise Killer. So, until then, I will say, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You're all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.